Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Cook with Brooke, the cooking show that doesn't have any food. And in this case, we don't even have a kitchen. We are on location in the Kellogg Fitness Center over in Bob Hope Commons. And so today we're going to talk with you. We're going to have a couple of guests come on the show. We're going to have Kati Harris come on from the Hawthorn House, and we're going to have Gonzales come on from Bob Hope Village and talk a little bit about wellness and activities and some of the things that they are providing to our residents. But before we do that, we're going to have a really fun little video from Jack and Linda Collins, and we're going to cut away and let them show you some of the things that they've been doing. They are a very interesting couple.
Honey?
Yeah.
I've been thinking, if I died, would you get married again?
Maybe.
Would you live in our house?
Well, yeah, it's paid for, so why not?
Would you sleep in our bed?
Well, yeah, it's a new bed, might as well.
Would she wear my clothes?
She wants to.
Would she use my golf clubs?
Oh no, she's left-handed.
Okay, welcome back. Wasn't that a fantastic video? I tell you, the Collins are a phenomenal couple. They're so funny, and we thank them for sharing that video with us. Obviously, you can see that they're very creative, and hopefully they'll be able to share some additional videos with us in the future. As I mentioned it earlier, we're going to have Kati Harris and Gonzales are going to be on in a few minutes. But I want to take an opportunity and just talk real quick about COVID. We have been doing very well on campus. We continue to test our staff members. We test about 90 of our staff members every 2 weeks because, as we have mentioned many times, the biggest risk for our community at this point is probably the staff members as they go home and they interact with a larger pool of population than our residents do. So we've been very proactive in getting that testing done. We've been very successful with it as well. We've taken a very aggressive posture with that. We did have one resident, our one staff member in our last round of testing that came back positive. So as always, we asked that individual to quarantine for 2 weeks, and then we monitor their health status. That individual is not sick, so it's a positive test result again, asymptomatic, which we're very thankful for, and nobody has been asked to quarantine or to take any other tests. So the contact tracing that normally takes place within the health department indicated that there was no other risks beyond what the individual had already been exposed to. So we're thankful for that. But we wanted to share that with you. We wanted you to know, again, just because we want you to have full visibility and full transparency on what's happening with the community. Again, I applaud you all for your efforts. I know that it's a sacrifice. You're doing things that are different as far as the precautions that you're taking, and then you're also not doing some things that you would normally do because you have to be careful and you need to make sure that you're not inadvertently exposing yourself or your neighbors to the virus. So again, hats off to you and the work that you're doing. It's incredible. We're grateful for that. It's been about 6 months that we've been doing this now, and the accomplishments that we together as a community and as an AFEV family have achieved are largely due to people doing the very basic things the right way. So washing hands, avoiding close contact, staying away from crowded situations where you may not feel safe. So please don't stop doing those things. Please wear your mask when you're out. I know that's important for helping to control the spread. We thank you for the work that you've already done, and we look forward to more months of healthy living here at the Village. But again, we will tell you and we will keep you posted on anything that comes up. So before we go over and we interview Kati and Monica, we're going to cut over to Knife's Edge and we're going to find out what's on the menu for the week ahead.
Hi again, it's Kim from Knife's Edge Cafe, and I've got the specials for the week of September 14th for you. On Monday, we have oven roasted chicken, macaroni and cheese, and a vegetable, and our soup is split pea. On Tuesday, we're having liver and onions with mashed potatoes and vegetable, and our soup is French onion. On Wednesday, come see us for crab cakes and rice pilaf and a salad, and our soup of the day is chicken pot pie. On Thursday, we're having grilled Reuben sandwich and French fries, and our soup will be cream of mushroom. And on Friday, it's fish and chips, and the soup is potato leek. Can't wait to see you. Remember, we're here from 11 to 1 every day.
Welcome back. Hopefully you will get a chance to go over and try that wonderful menu from Knife's Edge. Carrie and her team do a phenomenal job over there preparing food. And of course, if you haven't taken advantage of the delivery option with them, then you're really missing it. So now we have the great pleasure of having Kati Harris. She is activities coordinator over at the Hawthorn House, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what's happening over there. But first, we're going to ask her to tell us a little bit about herself.
All right. Hi, thanks for having me. As he said, my name's Kati Harris. I'm actually a recreational therapist, but I'm loving working as an activities coordinator here at the Hawthorn House. Before coming here, I spent 6 years in the Air Force as a medical laboratory technician, and then toward the end I got to cross-train to be a medic, so I've got a good background working with people. And then after that, we moved up to Michigan after I got out of the Air Force, and I went to school to use my GI Bill, and I found a program up there called recreational therapy at Grand Valley State University, and I was drawn to it because it's a profession that gets to work a lot with veterans. So anyway, and then after that, my husband got stationed down here at Eglin, and I was looking for job opportunities with veterans, and I found the Air Force Enlisted Village, so I'm very happy to be here.
Well, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about some of the activities that you do over there. I think most people probably think of activities and they think about a bingo session, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But with your recreational therapy aspect to it, there's a lot more to it than just activities, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of activities that we try to implement that are focused on maintaining and improving a person's cognitive, social, and physical functioning. And actually, even bingo can be something for cognition, number recognition, and then if there's bingo pieces, which we're not using right now, we're using the daubers, but that can be focusing on fine motor skills. So kind of any activity can have benefits to it. So anytime we're doing an activity, we try and let the residents know, here's some of the benefits you might get from it. Sing along, we could be working on your posture and social interaction, but one of the main things, my favorite part of the day, is the exercise class that I teach in the morning. I took a class through Chair One Fitness, and that's been one of the silver linings to this whole COVID thing. I've been wanting to become an instructor for a long time, but the classes were always far away, so they started doing online classes. So I took one on a Saturday, and I think it was a full day, but yeah.
Well, that's great. So I was in the Hawthorn House not too long ago, and inside the foyer there was a group of residents in a circle, and they had the plastic pool noodles, and they were batting a balloon around back and forth, which I thought was a lot of fun. I really wanted to join them in doing that. But tell us what that does and how that as a recreational therapy activity helps them.
Yeah, so with the noodle ball, it's a creative way to keep people active and working on that upper body movement and stuff, because a lot of times people kind of get sedentary and it's hard to motivate them to kind of move around. But with the noodle ball, we put some loud music on, we get in a circle. So it's one of those things we can still do that's socially distanced, but also has the music, and we get to see each other and work on that upper body movement and stuff. So there's a lot of benefits to that.
It looked like a lot of fun. Trust me, if you were able to see that, you would want to join in as well. So COVID has impacted people in so many different ways, and obviously the Hawthorn House has been impacted with restriction on visitors being able to come in. What have you done, and how have you adapted to be able to help the residents during this time?
Yeah, it's been challenging, but I've been fortunate to be a member of ATRA, which is the American Therapeutic Recreation Association. And they've made available to us some resources for kind of navigating this unknown territory. And they also hosted a town hall virtual session for rec therapists who work with older adults in different settings. And I got to talk with people from all around the country and even in Canada about ways that they're getting creative to kind of get around some of the challenges that we're facing. So one thing that we did implement was in each one of our hallways we put up a big poster board that lets the residents know all the activity items that we have available that they can do independently in their rooms. So we can provide books, audio tapes, we've got spiritual and religious materials, we have, we can offer manicures, so we put a list right next to it so they can sign up on their name and let us know what they need, because sometimes it's hard to get to everybody every day, so kind of fills in the gaps.
Right. So talk about the manicures and some of the other things that you did over there.
So we've been able to do some manicures, and we were able to get into the salon. We haven't been able to have our hairdressers in for safety reasons, but we're able to use the salon to wash residents' hair safely, one person at a time, make sure we're cleaning in between. But that salon chair is a lot harder to work than it looks. So, but yeah, we've been getting the residents in there to wash their hair, and thankfully some of the staff from the nursing department has been helping us, so which is good, because that was kind of a learning curve for me, trying to do the hair and dry it and curl it, so yeah.
Well, that's neat. Well, we really appreciate you being involved in the Hawthorn House family. I love the fact that you're former military. Your husband is in the military, and so there's this connection that we've talked about many times within the Air Force Enlisted Village about being part of an Air Force family. And so thank you for continuing to serve our Air Force family, and we look forward to having you back on the show in the future. I know that you're going to maybe step away for a little bit as your husband gets ready to deploy, but you're still going to stay with us and still be on the team. So we'll look for an opportunity to have you back on in the future. And then until then, we'll look back on this, and we thank you again for having a time with us today. And now we're going to cut over, and we're going to go take a look at some September birthdays and see who's celebrating their birthday this month. Happy birthday, all you September birthday babies. We now have Monica Gonzales to join us, continuing our fitness and our wellness theme. Monica is the wellness director at Bob Hope Village, and she's going to talk with us a little bit about what they do over here and what some of the programming that she's doing, and how did she end up with the best job in the entire village working here. When did you start working here, Monica?
Sarah, I started working here of February of 2017. I retired from the military of December of 2016 and was offered the position of the wellness. Actually, I was offered the position of activities. Oh. So I came in and started in activities, and then we decided to build the wellness program in 2018. Uh-huh. So once we started to build the program, because we knew a gym was coming in our midst in 2019, we started daily routine and activities. So we have daily activities that we do, plus we do special events every month.
So what is the most popular thing that you do as far as your wellness activities?
Water aerobics.
Water aerobics. Is that why I see you running around in a swimsuit most of the time?
That is absolutely true. So currently we have 6 hours of water aerobics classes that are going, as we have other classes throughout the gym on a daily basis. I actually will teach 3 classes a day.
And who teaches the other 3 classes?
So we have residents. I have grasped some residents that have volunteered for me. So we have a resident that teaches a 9 o'clock class. We have one that teaches a 10 o'clock class, an 11 o'clock class, and then a 4 o'clock class. That way we can have multiple classes going on at one time.
That's neat. And you do it only at Village 6? You do it only at Bob Hope Commons? Where
No, sir. We actually do them here at the Commons, and we do them at Village 6.
Okay.
Since we opened the pool.
2 different locations.
As soon as the restrictions lift, I've contacted Hawthorn House, and we're going to see if we can have a class with the Hawthorn House residents at Village 6.
That would be fantastic. So you mentioned that you started off in activities, and now you're doing wellness. For someone that's not familiar with that, what's the difference between activities and wellness?
There is a difference in the activity side is more the party side of the house, where the wellness side is where we socialize, but it's on a different aspect. So it's in a smaller group setting. So we do book club, I do garden club, We do Tops Weight Loss Group, and that we actually have 20 members. And from January of this year, we've lost 122 pounds. And we actually had to stop during COVID in the weigh-ins.
Yeah, I think a lot of people gained weight in the COVID time frame, so you may be able
And
to
then
re-lose those pounds.
We lost it again, yes. We did have the COVID weight gain.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's pretty common. So what are some of the other things? I know I've been walking down here before, and I've heard choirs and music ensembles and bells. What else do you guys do down here?
Yes, sir. We have actually, she's a GS employee that comes over here and volunteers her time on Fridays, and she teaches the bell chime class.
Oh.
So we have residents that learn how to play the bell chimes, and we have done a concert at the Hawthorn house during Christmas time, and they have done concerts at the chapel for the residents.
That is neat. So were you able to continue that during COVID, or did you have to adapt?
We have not been able to have our instructors back on site, so my residents have found out that I do have the chimes now that we have opened up the facility, and so on Mondays at 1 o'clock they come in and practice on their own.
Oh, very nice. Little self-organizing.
They are,
huh?
yes, sir.
Wow, that's neat. So what would you like to do in the future? I mean, wellness is such an amazing thing for our residents and for anyone, but people that are looking to age successfully and they're looking for spiritual, physical, mental, social aspects. What do you see the future in wellness at Bob Hope Village?
Well, we are growing with Village 6 coming in, and so we have a different variety of residents that are moving in, so it's a different generations that are coming in. I think we have a lot of residents that need swimming lessons. I have checked into instructors in Destin to come out and maybe give swimming lessons to a lot of our residents that do not know how to swim. I think that would be good. We once we lift the restrictions, then we'll have our line dancing come back. We'll have our refit instructor come back. We have a yoga instructor that comes on site.
Oh, that's neat.
So we have a bunch of instructors, a hula instructor that comes in.
That's good. And do you do any type of counseling for people too? I know there's been some groups that have formed here as well for that.
We do. We have a grief support that meets here twice a month. We have an Alzheimer and dementia support group that comes in. And we have, we'll do educational classes. So we'll bring in different providers to do educational classes once a month.
Right. Well, that's an important piece, is to keep your mind active, and maybe one of these days you'll start a guitar class and I'll come over and sit in the back and try to learn how to play guitar.
We did start, this week actually we started our National Senior League. So we do have 2 bowling leagues within the village, and then we also play nationally, so we play against other retirement homes throughout.
Wow.
And we have won.
We bowling's big business around here, isn't it?
Yes.
That's neat. Well, we thank you for coming on, Monica. We really appreciate all that you do for our residents, and your energy and your passion is translated into them, and you can see that in the way that they respond to you and the way that you lead them. So thank you for doing that for our community, and we look forward to having you again in the future, and we'll talk more about things that are going on. But for today, that's going to be it. We thank you for watching. We'll be right back after this short break. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Cook with Brooke. We had a great time talking with Kati and with Monica, learning more about what activities and wellness are doing at the Hawthorn House and at Bob Hope Village. You also would have seen the referral program promoted again. That's a great opportunity for you to be able to tell our story to your friends and perhaps get a little bit of benefit from it too if your friends become residents of the Air Force Enlisted Village. So I want to thank you again for joining us. It's been a pleasure. If you have any jokes or if you have any funny videos, you can send those in. You saw how well the Collins did this week. So maybe that gives me a little bit of a break from finding corny jokes to tell you. But don't count on it. I'm probably going to come back with some the next time. But until the next time we get together, I want to say thank you for watching Cook with Brooke. Continue to do the wonderful things that you're doing. Stay safe, healthy. God bless you all. Have a great day.